Did you see that?
So speaking of pick sixes and interceptions,
Yeah.
let's talk about Dak Prescott.
Oh man.
So I just think it's funny because talking about the Cowboys and talking about Dak Prescott, and we talked about it before, and I mentioned that it's always funny to me because at the beginning of the season for the past couple of years, all the analytics and everything, they project the Dallas Cowboys to be the ones winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
And every year they say it again and again and again. Like this year they said it too. They
Especially
ran
like
their projections. They're like, oh, the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
No, like because just because you say it every year,
Yeah.
and then one time it's gonna happen doesn't make it right. Like
Right.
like so. And it just goes to show you because when you watch these games, you look at it and you're like, yeah, this is the Cowboys I see. I don't know why you guys think he's going to win the
Right.
Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is a horrible QB because he shows some fire sometimes. The problem is that it's always when he's
At the wrong
behind.
time, yeah. It's like not at the right time. It's always just like when he feels like they're being pressured, but then when he's too comfortable, he's too comfortable. And instead of retaining a lead, he kind of just like, oh,
Yeah,
he's just comfortable.
it's weird because in each of the games, when they're doing okay, when the game's not on the line, they're evenly matched or they're in the lead.
Yeah.
He's below average, and then all of a sudden, they lose the lead by a lot, and then he starts doing pretty well,
Right.
but just not well enough. It's weird. It's like he's a comeback player. All the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
And
only
it's
time he can play.
But, yeah, and it's just like it's also plays
But without winning.
yeah, it plays to the point where it's like, okay, that's cool and all, like you want to make the you aspire to be like Patrick Mahomes and everything, but it's just like, but at the same time, deliver, because there were a lot of plays where he could have, but it just ended up falling too short, and it was like, man, against the Browns, like it was like, dude, this guy was doing really well against Seattle. You would have thought.
He did pretty well against Seattle.
Yeah,
coming
it's
back.
like
Seattle's a tough team to beat right now.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's like you would have thought like they would like the way they played against Seattle. You would have thought they would have destroyed the Browns, but like man, that was a crazy
And if you looked at a lot of his plays, even the ones that weren't intercepted, looked like they should have been. There was a lot of throws that you're like, wow, because the corner just read that right.
Yeah,
it would have been an easy pick six straight to
it
the house.
It was definitely a weird game to watch because you're just like, damn, these are different Browns from earlier this season, and
yeah, and they have their own struggles.
Not just that, but they're different Browns than from last year's, last season. So, but it's like maybe they're learning from their mistakes. Maybe they're building on their what their strengths,
right?
And maybe Baker Mayfield is conditioning himself to be a better QB, and it's like it's possible. That's always possible. Or the obvious reason, the Cowboys just need a better defense.
Yeah, the defense is not good right now. Very porous, and it's just like
you let OBJ get 3 touchdowns, including one that was thrown by Landry, the other wide receiver.
You even let him rush.
Wow.
Yeah. You even let him get 78 rush yards or something like that. It was like, what?
Dude, watching that game, I was like, holy shit. Like, damn. Like, these are the Browns that everybody was talking about. And it was like, oh, yep. See, because fundamentally on paper, you have OBJ, you have Landry, you have Baker Mayfield.
I think, did Chubb go out?
No, Chubb was, I think he was injured.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But they had Kareem Hunt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He even made some explosive plays, even though he hasn't really been that explosive since he was on the Chiefs. But,
right?
Yeah, but then now it was just like, what the hell? Like,
and I think you're right. I think the Cowboys made the Browns look good.
Oh man, yeah. And it was like this is the Browns that everybody was expecting last year, and it was like seeing that was like, damn, this is like it's just insane. Because you like I don't know. I would have thought like the way the Cowboys played against the Seahawks, I would have thought it would have been not a shootout like that with the Browns. That, no.
But so here's some funny stats for you. Dak Prescott is actually got the most passing attempts for any team right now. He's at 201.
Oh. Wow.
Not only that, here's the more interesting part is that Dak Prescott also has the most yards
Than any other quarterback?
Than any other quarterback in the league right now. He's sitting at
Wow.
1,690 yards.
See, but that's
So
another,
it's just
that's
like
another
the-
thing. Is like,
What?
okay,
Where's all the points?
you see that on paper, and that all the stats and everything looks good, but
Mhm.
it's just the practicality of it, whether or
Yeah.
not you can finish the game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, yeah, sure, you got 38 points,
And
but
is it coming
that
in
doesn't matter
garbage
when.
time?
Yeah,
You know,
and it's like 38 points doesn't matter when the other team's got 49.
Yeah.
So it's like.
It's like they need to give Dak Prescott the comeback player award because that's all he does. Except he can't win.
Not just that, but honestly, I feel like maybe Dak would probably be better on a different team. I think maybe Dak would be better on a different team because Mike McCarthy, I don't know, man. Like, even as a head coach for the Cowboys, there's a reason why Green Bay had to get rid of that guy. And there's a reason why, a lot of other teams passed him up and stuff. And it's like, yeah, he's not
no Andy Reid, but I don't think Mike McCarthy is necessarily a bad coach. And I think even with the coach, sometimes you have to put the right coach with the right players. And to me, it's a little too early to tell if that dynamic isn't what's working.
right.
But for sure, there is a problem. And I'm sure it's not all Dak Prescott's fault. But
Yeah.
there is some part of that to me that just sounds strange, that his passing completion percentage, the yards, everything
All his stats are
is
like,
different.
yeah.
He's like two different people when he plays the game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how do you just turn it on when
Yeah.
you're losing and you're too far gone to, you do so well catching up, but not enough to win.
Right.
But if you just hold on at the beginning of the game and let, just go, you have a good chance.
true.
But it's just, your defense sure could help. But like,
yeah. See, that's another thing because it's just a whole team dynamic, But like,
Yeah.
what I was thinking was, I think maybe Dak could probably be utilized better on a different team. Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, he's been with the Cowboys for how long, and it's pretty much been like the same story every single time. And it's like, and he's looking to get paid, but I mean, like, it's hard to ask for that kind of money when you're not winning games for them.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
And that's the next point we should talk about is would you, if you were Jerry Jones right now, are you thinking let him go or pay the man?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. But Jerry Jones is a weird guy to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, in his mind, because he even said in an interview, he had tried to compare. I think, he had tried
Tony
to
Romo.
Yeah, and he said he wasn't like Romo. He was some. He was
Yeah.
a different kind of quarterback, but
Let's
it
be
kind
real,
of like
Dak Prescott's
threw,
better than Tony Romo.
yeah. But it was just like, damn. But like, you can definitely tell that Jones, misses Tony Romo
Yeah.
because he missed winning those kinds of games. Like, even though like this, even if you compare the stats, and you
Yeah.
can see that Dak is statistically better. It's just
Maybe Tony Romo was more clutch in certain
Yeah,
games. There were
you
certain
don't
games
know,
he
yeah.
won. He did win
yeah,
as a
clutch
comeback.
time. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I think at this point, if I was the Cowboys, I'm thinking something's got to change. He can't be. He's
You
not
gotta
going to.
fix
He's for
something.
sure not making. Mahomes
Man, you
money. He's
gotta-
not
yeah.
making Deshaun money. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just
You gotta change something.
something.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like, being inconsistent like that makes no sense. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude, you have majority of your starters. You have Ezekiel Elliott, healthy. You have Dak Prescott healthy.
It's a
You
good
have-
team on paper, like you said, and the
Yeah.
stats look good on paper. But again, if it's garbage time yards and
Yeah.
garbage time,
It's it's so what if you get 40 or 50 points in a game?
Yeah.
If the other team has 60, it's not gonna matter. You're still gonna get that loss.